Taylor, congratulations. What does this win mean to you?
It's not just to me; it's to the whole team. How cool! This group's put in such a big effort. I know everyone works hard, and I know I say that we've been working hard too, but it really showed this week how hard we have been working, and even the beginning of the season, we've put together some great results so far, and we're not done yet. That's for sure. I know there's a lot more to come, which is crazy to think that coming away with a win here that we have more in the tank. So that's a good feeling.
The win was incredible. Obviously, getting off the start line and foiling. And what was sort of like the moment for you that you were like, this is going to win us the race?
There wasn't a moment. No moment out there today. What a crazy racetrack in such variable conditions. I think it was just had to get through that last tack and let the boat start to accelerate, and then the celebration was on. But a huge effort from the whole team. I think it definitely goes unnoticed how hard everyone's working, from the coach booth to the shore team to the every sailor's on board, to the sailors sitting on the chase boat that are there with waters for you after a long day. It's really cool. Everyone's just pushing so hard.
In sport, it's all about so much about hard work, but a lot about belief. I was reflecting on your journey here last time in Sydney was super disappointing with the capsize, and now you come back and won it. Like, how much belief have you had to have in your team throughout this whole journey?
Yeah, I mean, I've never stopped believing, and I know Mike Buckley never did either. There's always going to be some haters out there, but you just got to keep doing what you know how to do, and that's just continually growing and getting better as individuals and as a team. So it's been cool, and I'm super proud of how everyone's been just continually taking that next step. So I'm ready for the next one from here.
Now you've moved into third overall. I know you have a lot of belief that you still got progress. Are you a contender for this championship win?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season. 3 events in now, so we're just going to keep chipping away at it. And I think just event by event, race by race, and I think that the progress is shown so far, and I'm excited for what's to come.
Dylan, another tough day on Sydney Harbour. Obviously, that final, you guys were looking good, and then where did it come undone for you?
Yeah, I think we were, to be honest, just happy to get through that sort of event unscathed, it felt like. Well, we had our fair share of bad luck, as I'm sure everyone did, and not the conditions we come to Sydney for, but ultimately still some great racing today, and hats off to the Americans for closing out their first win.
There were some big moments around the track for lots of people. I know you had an incident with Rockwool. Just talk us through it from your perspective.
Yeah, we had an incident in the second race at the bottom gate where they didn't have room, and we thought they barged in and knew they didn't have room. Sounds like they didn't know that they got a call that they did have room. So a bit of miscommunication from their end that we were just quite frustrated about, because it felt as though it could have cost us a position in the final, but luckily it didn't.
And I guess overall, just like thinking about the season as a whole, obviously we've had Perth with waves, Auckland with wild winds, and Sydney light. How much do you just have to be able to perform in anything like you've been doing? Yeah,
we've had a bit of an up and down start in terms of the conditions, but it's really nice for us to get those conditions across the weekend. Yeah, we'd love to be sailing in like the conditions in Perth and Auckland, but it's about this in terms of that long season, building as a team, getting Stu in. So really felt like we made some good progress, but there's plenty more left in the tank.
Diego, well done on another final, but obviously just didn't get off the start line and then grabbing it from there.
Yeah, it's quite tough, to be honest. Losing 2 finals in a row. Now the emotions are up there, and it's tough to digest, I guess, but at the same time we have to look at the big picture now, and we are doing finals, we are sailing well, we are getting confidence. It's a good start of the season for the team after a very unlucky incident in Perth, so happy overall.
And you sailed so consistently throughout the weekend. Obviously the final's the final, but are you proud with how you guys showed up for all the fleet races?
Yeah. I think we had a very consistent weekend. I think many things we are working on are actually working in racing. Here in SailGP is really hard to have some training time, no? So changing things and them working straight away is very nice, and we have a very good feeling in the team overall, and that's what we get out of it.
Phil, nice job today out there. Obviously didn't quite make that final, but are you happy with the team's progress?
Yeah, look, the performance on the weekend was really good. We're happy, but we're definitely not getting ahead of ourselves. We know where we stand and how much we need to improve to get near the front of this fleet. And missing it by 1 point in that final was a little bit tough, but that's the nature of it. I think there's going to be a lot of that this season.
It was so brutal out there, obviously with the light winds. But how much in SailGP with events, all year round? You just have to be ready for anything.
Yeah, it's very, very constant. There's no off-season. There's very little time between events. It feels like we were in Auckland yesterday. So, it's always go, 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 and just trying to get some time on the water is everything, especially for our team. So when we miss a practice day here and a practice day in Auckland, it gets pretty tough to do some good learning. So, we're looking forward to a little training day here or there and see what we can work on in those sessions.
And you're still a relatively new team. With how are you guys all gelling together?
Oh, the team's really united, but when the pressure comes on, we definitely don't have our structures in place enough, and that's just time doing it together. And I think given another few events, we're going to be really starting to gel. So we just need time on the water, and it's very, very tough to get. A race day is not really time on the water. It's sort of you're into the motion of going through the races, and it's hard to take really good learnings away from it. And you make some howler mistakes every now and then, but we're on the way up.
Tom, obviously super frustrating day. I guess just why is it so frustrating for your team?
Frustrated just because we're in a good position, and even going into the last race, we're still inside the top 3, and just had a shocking last race, but we had some pretty bad results before that too. So we didn't sail well enough today to make the final, and we got the result we deserved.
How hard is it in those light winds to sort of just get around the racetrack with the F50?
When the wind dies off so much, you're having to pump the boards to get going forward, and which is essentially rowing the boat. I'm not sure how good that sort of racing is, in my opinion. I feel like if you're not even popping a hull most of the time, I'm not sure if we should be racing in those conditions, but that's my opinion. Everyone knows I like strong winds and big waves, and I struggle in those conditions. So the winners won this event, not because they sailed the best, and we got beaten because we weren't good enough, and that was on my shoulders.
It obviously not the Sydney that we're used to. Obviously, Australians love the breeze, like yourself. How hard was it, I guess, to see the fans there and just want to put on a good show altogether?
Yeah, there's so many fans out there cheering, and to put on non-foiling conditions. And heard one of the races was 4 minutes long, and in the last race, I heard the Danish did one manoeuvre. They went round the reach mark, round the bottom mark without jibing, and then did one tack up the beat, and there was one manoeuvre in the race. So to me, I don't know. Those races don't seem right to me, but I'm probably saying that because we're on the wrong end of it all.
And as an athlete, you have to, I guess, just bounce back from tough results, especially with a long season like SailGP. How do you do that?
Yeah, we've got to go back and look at the way we were sailing. We made some mistakes today. We sailed the boat really well, and it was decision making that let us down, which is my department, and I've got to see exactly what I did wrong because I made a lot of mistakes today, and if I'm honest, I actually don't know where a lot of them happened, and you have to go back and watch the footage and realise where you made the big losses.
Martini, awesome sailing today for you. Obviously, it was just a really tough day, but looked like you raced well. Is that how you felt?
Yeah, I think we coming to this event, of course, there's a lot of things going on in our team, having a few changes in the crew. But then I think it created a lot of union in the team to make this happen, and I think that union is exactly what we need to, race well together. And so I think quite happy with the results, actually.
Yesterday, obviously, it was, I remember you had a tough finish with Emirates Great Britain overtake you, but felt like today you were the one coming in with speed and doing the overtaking. Did that feel good?
Yeah. Actually, that one, yesterday, I think we got the
You got them? Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And then today, with Tom, I guess it's it does have a good feeling, when you achieve, these little battles. It's quite nice.
And how, I guess, tough is that light wind to sail an F50 with all the complexities that go on that race course?
Yeah, I think these wing sails make you sail in winds that normal boats wouldn't even be racing in, because they can be quite effective, but still it's very light winds, and with the light, the wind when it goes through the wings, it just like slows down a lot, and then in the race course with all that sails and all the the amount of boats there is, the wind just, it's like after the boats go by, it takes a long time for it to go down. So you do have to play a lot of tactics if you want to cross the middle of the race course, if you're going to get any breeze or not. And there's a few park and goes in the race, and I think getting going with breeze, light with pressure, and taking losses but then gaining them back again is what you need to try to achieve.
Nikolai, how was it sailing out on Sydney Harbour today?
It was a very bit of a quiet day, I would say, in Sydney Harbour. Not the normal Sydney breeze, but that's a big part of the racing, and we have plenty of that in Europe as well later in the season. So we got to put all effort in that sort of condition as well.
Amazing. And you were the first team in race 3 to get onto those foils. How is that, and how did that feel?
Oh, when you get foiling in these conditions, you're going to have a good race. It's I don't think there was many boats getting foiling today in the racing. So yeah, it is what it is. It's a tricky race course for everyone, and luckily we picked the right side of the start line to get on the foils.
And that closes out the APAC leg. Are you looking forward to heading on to Rio for the first South American debut and the rest of the Americas events?
Yeah, we're happy with sort of how we leave the Southern Hemisphere. I mean, we had a goal because we made some changes to come out in one piece without issues with the boat or penalty points and sort of mid-fleet, and now we build from here. It's a long season, so yeah, we're pretty happy with where we are. Obviously, we got bigger goals, but we also know the season is long, and now it's just about to start climbing step by step.
So Eric, just tell us, how difficult were those starts, and in a short course, they just couldn't really catch up?
Yeah, I mean, it was light wind starts, pretty much all day. There was a chance for a foiling start last race. For us, yeah, we got hooked up with the Canadians in the first one, and then had a good second one, medium third one. So they overall felt okay, not glamorous, but lost a few places in the overall ranking because of a bad constellation. So yeah, medium feelings leaving Sydney, but a lot to learn from them.
And are you looking forward to the next stop in Rio? What can we expect there?
Yeah, we love Rio. We have been there for 4 years preparing for the games, and was always epic how welcoming the people were, and the atmosphere they create there over in Rio is amazing. So really looking forward. It's very tricky racing as well. It's lots of current. It's sometimes light, sometimes okay. So yeah. Let's see what we get.
Nathan, really tough day for your team. Where did you guys come unstuck?
Probably pretty much everywhere, and nothing really went that well for us today. Just sort of really struggled on the start lines, and then the traffic, and the last start. I've never done a SailGP race where I've had to tack to get around Mark 1, so that was a pretty low moment of the weekend when you can't lay Mark 1 from starting at the leeward end. So yeah, pretty tough. I haven't really done a lot of H2 sailing in these boats where it's been that light, so looks like there'll be some venues like that in the future, so we need to really get better at that.
I guess there's a lot of technique with the board cycling too. What's your take on that as new into that?
Yeah, well, that's all new to me, this whole sculling the boat along by pumping the boards up and down. I watched it all in Abu Dhabi and thought it looked really ridiculous, and then there I was trying to work out how to do it today. It seems a bit strange that you've got to really be up against the limit on how much you can cycle the boards to get going, and I guess we were probably really conservative on that today because it's not the way I normally sail, but that's probably one of the biggest things we've got to review is how do we actually pump these boats around the course with the foils rather than using the wind so much. But I guess at the end of the day, it's a competition. Some people did a much better job of it today than we did, and we've got to go and get better in those conditions.
Seb, just a tough day of racing. How challenging was it for you?
Yeah, tough day at the office. We got off a really good first start, but then we made a few mistakes, and in those light winds, it's actually very little details that make a difference. So yeah, we enjoyed the racing out there, but we couldn't quite put it together, so it's a bit frustrating. I think it was a day for anyone today, and we felt like we could do something, but we just didn't take the opportunity.
How hard was it? There were pile-ups at the bottom gates. It was just trying to get around Mark 1. How tough is?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult when the boats are going so slow. At some point, you lose a bit the steerage, and it's really hard, to put the boat around the marks. And there was a bit of tide as well, So yeah, we definitely saw a few boats coming together. Luckily this time not us, but yeah, it was tight racing.
Obviously fresh off the water, so probably haven't debriefed, but do you feel like you need a bit of a reset before you head to Rio?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been a tough start of the season for our team. We're not gonna lie, and it's good now to have a few weeks to review and think about it, and we definitely need to do something different, and the level in the league is really high, so it pushes us as well to find the solutions, and we can't continue like this, so yeah, we have to find something.
Giles, just overall a really tough event for your team. Are you looking forward to a little bit of time just to reset and reflect?
Yeah, looking forward to getting home and putting Sydney 26 behind us, that's for sure. There's kind of a few sayings, I suppose, that come to mind. Like we certainly, when it rains, it pours, and we've felt that a lot this weekend. Haven't really got anything right. Fighting potential contact today, and getting locked on marks, and no breaks. Tough weekend, and looking forward to putting this one behind us.
Is there any insight into where it's going wrong, or is it just sort of like every little thing, every little detail adding up?
There's plenty of insight. I mean, I think it's lots of very small things, and when it gets like that, it's pretty easy to overanalyze, try and change too much, question decision making, question the direction you're moving in terms of boat handling. We've been doing a series of circles, and we just got to break the cycle. So that's where the focus lies, and we've just got to ride out the storm and keep our heads square on our shoulders and move on with our chins up.
I want to take you back to a happier time, Rio, where you won a gold medal. Are you excited to go back and sail there?
Yeah, it would be nice going back to Rio. It's going to be interesting sailing an F50 there, that's for sure. It's a cool spot. Hopefully it brings some good weather, and it'd be nice. It'd be a good spot for a turnaround, put it that way.